bounce of your wild nonsense. We got momentum, don't try to stop it. Diamonds are clearer than my conscience. I don't let bygones be bygones. That's when I'm honest. Penthouse built to reach heaven's heights. Now that's what you call a God complex. Remember the days I was down low when it was out cold, but I went out and got it. Look at my milestones, man, it feel like the Dow Jones when you look at my pocket. Look at the flex, whipping the Teslas. I'm a mess, but it's all a finesse. Boy, you stop it, quiet. If it's new, I done got it. See my jewels, shining, shining. White diamonds, Miley Cyrus. Private jet, private pilot. Look at me, stylish, stylish. Masterpiece, body, young. Hey, I don't know no better. I'm on this every day. You cannot run with me, boy. I'm heavy.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard line. Here we go.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
At the 35-yard line.
Second and 11 now. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I don't believe that that was called right here in the moment. I believe this was called during practice this week, that he was going to decide to be aggressive even on his own side of the field.
Just, you mean because it's the opening drive? Maybe they had this scripted?
I think that he just talked about it with his team and said, listen, I'm confident in you. If we end up in this situation, we'll go for it early just to set a tone in this game.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 38. Now Johnson. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
He's taken down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. To throw is Garoppolo. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
On 2nd down and 4. Garoppolo. They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Devon Hamilton with the tackle.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Down at the 10-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 5.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. He'll go up top here for... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
A first down throw, Darnold. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here.
Goes first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. We're scoreless after 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Darnold. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a toss to the left for Jacobs. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Darnold. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and now it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's complete, right around the 8. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll run it with Jacobs, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Josh Jacobs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. A throw for Westbrook, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now 14-0. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
The
tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he powers his way up past the 30.
Number 20.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he will have a Jaguars first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Johnson. They'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Well, they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Lining up for the extra point.
So now 2 pick-sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing the second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
First down, Jaguars.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 36 yards on the play.
1-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead.
Brandon McCray.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And this carries into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the 2nd. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
21. Hey, gun. Quit talking about it and bring it. Hey, 25 the mic. We got 25 the mic. 12. Hey, 25 the mic. We got 25 the mic. Squeeze, double. Hey, 25 the mic. We got
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
defense wins championships, baby. Hey, 25 the mic. We got 25.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A 2nd down completion got them 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing again.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. 20! And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Bronco field goal. A 20-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So the late turnover, that turns into 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to capitalize and get the 3 that you just mentioned on the other side of the field, kicking themselves. You think they'll be talking about ball security in the locker room?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. That'll be the first talking point.
Now this will make it into the end zone.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'm going to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. On the ground, Jacobs will get the 3rd quarter started. The football comes out. Jacobs lost it. And the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Down and 2.
Here we go, son. Mike, 56, right there, 56. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that lady. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Oh, yeah.
3rd and 2, Darnold. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Sam Martin now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
17 yards.
It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 39. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold, he'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. The lady. Flare. 48 the mic. Hey, 80. Set the tone, defense.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
On the play. And it's third down.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return.
And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at the 40. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Darnold, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And now look at him go. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, it's certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good.
34. Jaguars 13. Michael Dixon.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also
through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Jeudy, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, You need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things, and I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. What do you need? Let's go, baby. Turn it over. Let's get that ball. Let's get that ball. 6 guys. Hey, alert. Alert. Alert.
Play action. Garoppolo. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Complete to Equanimous St. Brown. A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
13.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Garoppolo again. And my goodness, another interception. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jerry Jeudy, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'd probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
At the 22-yard line.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Harold Landry, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Steps away to his left. And now Garoppolo lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 5 at the Jaguars' 15-yard line.
Once again, it's Jacobs. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal of 31.
And McManus able to put it through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on the play.
This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Just rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
Third down.
The Jaguars on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. The busy night continues for Johnson, and he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this game just illustrates how important home field really is. On paper, didn't look like much of a matchup, but now it's looking like it'll become one of the big surprises of the weekend.
A gain of 3, second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
21-yard line.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Instead of running, Darnold's going to throw this thing.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 48 yards.
14-yard line.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead, 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, And you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their...
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
And it's up and good.
Broncos 58. Jaguars 13.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.
Tonight's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Denver, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.